everyone. So first things first, do not freak out if you do not like this particular settings. I have been playing around with my camera trying to get the best settings for you guys possible so that you enjoy my videos. I want to make sure, of course, that the green on camera looks green. It does not look purple. I had this camera setting, I've changed it a few times since I've purchased this particular camera, and I'm kind of now playing around with it because I am kind of deciding whether or not I still want to purchase a new camera or if I can really get like the best everything with this camera. I do use a Camera Power Shot SX130IS, but this camera's been out now for two to 3 years. I'm sure there's something better on the market. Moving on, today we are reviewing the Art in the Streets palette, and it is absolutely fabulous, fun palette. Now the very first time I used this palette I would have given it a bad review, so I went and gave it another shot. And what I will say about this palette, it is quite pigmented. The pigments are very soft and buttery, much softer than anything we've seen from Wet n Wild in the past. I think that there is definitely new ingredients in these palettes. There are still certain colors that are a little difficult to use that might require a white cream color base underneath of them. Side note, very important side note, is that even when you do get bright colors from the drugstore, they're generally not as vivid as when you would purchase a sugar pill color or an indie pigment. They're usually a little bit more subdued, so sometimes they need help. Now, this very vivid bright yellow looks gorgeous in the pan, but it is not exactly Sugar Pills Butter Cupcake. It is much more pale. It looks like the discontinued matte Crest the Wave. It's much softer in tone. This purple can be finicky to work with. It's a gorgeous color. This is probably one of the better colors to use in the palette. Is a nice bright vivid blue that really is very pigmented. This green, highly pigmented. This orange, you do need to pack on a few layers to see it. Very vivid. All the colors in this palette are matte and do work very well in general for matte eyeshadows from just about most brands available in stores. Is this palette worth it? Absolutely, if you don't mind working with it, if you don't mind playing with it. This palette is probably for somebody who knows a little something about colors and blending colors. That being said, I'm going to introduce the color wheel in this tutorial to help you guys out there at home who may not be as well versed on the color wheel, and recommend a color wheel for you, which I'll put in the bottom bar if you'd like to go ahead and pick it up. It is a hair color wheel, but I think everyone could benefit from it, especially if you do a lot of color at home. So there will be swatches of this palette at the very end of the video, including the pictures of the palette close up like I did in my Poster Child review, tutorial swatch video, which I'll link in the bottom bar if you want to see the Poster Child one. Do I recommend this or the Poster Child palette? Well, I would recommend the Poster Child palette because I think you're getting a few more colors in that palette. But if there's still more colors you'd like to have, or you just want, you know, more palettes from Wet n Wild, you're a Wet n Wild collector, then I would pick this up. But so yeah, I hope you enjoy this tutorial and you get to see how the colors work. And maybe if you did purchase the Poster Child palette, here's another look for you. So first things first, we're going to begin by taking Wet n Wild's Brulee eyeshadow, which is more or less a dupe of MAC's Orb. And we're just going to go ahead and place this in the arch of the brow bone using the Bdellium Tool 785, which is a inexpensive sort of mid-range to low-end brush. If you buy the styles in like in a set, they're a little less expensive than when you buy them individually, but they're still a great deal if you want to buy one individually just to check it out. Now I'm color from this gorgeous palette. I'm going to start with this sort of yellow right here in the middle. Apply this in the crease. And this yellow is not like as vivid as a color from Inglot or Sugar Pills Butter Cupcake. This pretty bright orange right up here on the very top. And we're just going to start blending that out in the outer corner of the eye. In the outer corner, and then just smokes right into the yellow. That very vivid orange is on, you can kind of decide from there if you want more intensity, but I'm just going to go ahead and be sure to blend out the edges of that orange with the yellow color just to make sure that they aren't rough or patchy looking. The reason I mentioned being sure to blend out the orange with that yellow color. It wasn't completely necessary with an unfinished eye, but you do not want any of these other colors that we're about to put on to blend in with the orange too much, because you're going to end up with a muddy look. Split complementary colors are called splits for a reason. When you put them together, they turn brown. Taking blue and orange together is a way to create a brown shade. And it would be this, taking green and orange together would be another way to create a brown shade. Reason being, they're on opposite spectrums of the color wheel. Orange is so related to red, and so if you're mixing that with green, you're going to end up with sort of a hybrid of a perfect brown shade. Blended it out, and now we're going to take an opposite color to orange. We're going to take a little bit of green. So we're going to take a little bit of green on top of the yellow color. Be very careful not to hit up the orange too much, and then just blend that out. Take a little bit of that vivid bright blue, which is a analogous or like color that's near each other or related on the color wheel, because it takes blue and yellow to make green. So if you put any of these colors next to each other, you're not going to end up with a mess. Do a lot of at-home hair color or makeup art, I strongly advise getting one of these if you're somebody who's never taken a color theory class, especially to get yourself one of these. This will be so helpful to you, as well as, of course, taking color theory at maybe community college if you can go ahead and swing that. But yeah, this is a good guy to have. Shades, black, white, and gray. So this is a little complex. This one is for hairstylists. Oh, it's from Hair Art, so I'll put that in the bottom bar in case you're interested in that wheel. I'll go back through all the midpoint of the colors with yellow, which is our transition color. And we're just blending out the orange, the green, and the blue, which all kind of meet in the crease. And this yellow color is the one color that's not going to mix or muddy up the blue, the orange, and the green. This particular color is primary. It will turn green when it hits blue. It will stay, it will turn to like a light green when it hits green, and it will turn to a light orange when it hits orange. I'm now going to go ahead and take Unplugged from Wet n Wild. This is a single shadow color, and it is super sparkly. We're only going to go ahead and put this at the arch of the brow bone, the inner tear duct. Now, if you prefer to go ahead and take a drugstore white eyeliner, be my guest, but I'm going to be going ahead and taking the Lit Eye Pencil in the shade Vanilla, which is a very soft, creamy white. I always justify having high-end eyeliners online because my eyes are sensitive, and I don't have to purchase or repurchase eyeliners or lip liners too often. So for the lower lash line, I took a little bit of Unplugged on top of the white cream color pencil and just kind of blend that out into the tear duct, make it really bright and white and pretty. Now for the lower lash line, I went back into my Art in the Streets palette and we sort of played around with the color wheel. I took yellow and I stuck it right here in the inner tear duct. From there, I went into green, and I stuck that right in the middle, right behind the yellow. Now, green and yellow make the color blue, so I put that towards the back. And then there is blue in purple. Red and blue make purple, so we took a little bit of purple at the back of the lash, the back of the lash line. Because it won't get muddy in that placement, just be sure that it doesn't touch the orange, because orange and purple are on opposite ends of the color wheel. So if they sort of met each other, it could turn to a sort of a funny, muddy color. So here you see purple, orange, they're opposing colors. So you would get brown right here. So the hard parts are over, at least I think they are. So I am going to go ahead and take my Tarte Amazonian Clay eyeliner in the shade Black. I have so many tools sitting here that I really desperately need to wash. Oops. That's what I get. That's what I get. This is my second face of the day. Not mine personally, but oh. La-ti-da. I'm just going to go ahead and take the Sephora Bent Angle Liner Brush. I'm pulling this into the eye a little further than I normally do. Slightly around, just something kind of different. Kiss number one, so I only used these once before, and I've removed any glue or mascara particles to make sure that they're perfectly clean. Sometimes you can go over these gently with a somewhat dry makeup remover wipe or tissue, so these are perfectly clean and sanitized and ready to go. I'm now going to go ahead and take, what is this? This is Coraline. It is a Wet n Wild Make a Last lipstick. I'm going to actually use this as blush today. I'm just going to apply this to the face. Picked this up last night. I was going to wait to put this into a haul video, but I'm going to do it now. I'm going to take the Wet n Wild Vicious Varnish High Shine Lip Stain in the shade, I'm going to be taking the Fergie Wet n Wild Vicious Varnish High Shine Lip Stain in Giving Realness. This is the very first time I saw this product. And oh my god, look at this crazy doe foot. Does it not look a bit like the Lancome glosses I've seen gurus use? It's kind of cool. It has no odor. I love Wet n Wild for not ever putting too much odor in their products. This stuff is weird. I'm kind of glad I tried this before getting more, because I actually did want to buy more last night, but I held back. So it is sort of, it kind of does remind me a little bit of the Bite Beauty Cashmere Lip Lacquers. It is lacquery. It's like it's trying to dry. So I'm not going to add another coat until I feel this one is dry. It's almost like I don't know, like a drugstore lip paint or something. Do one semi-opaque layer. It's good. Don't do more. Anyways, I kind of figured these would be a little tricky. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you for watching.